their marketing campaign efforts on thus far, but eventually the online experience will get a spotlight as post-release this will be their main focus. Red Dead Redemption features probably one of the most underrated multiplayer experiences ever. Unfortunately, due to hackers taking over and servers not being very active anymore, this part of Red Dead Redemption has mostly died off, but back about 8 years ago, it was a ton of fun, and personally I am looking forward to seeing what Rockstar does this time around. The obvious thing many assume is that this will be Grand Theft Auto Online 2.0, but in all honesty it's very difficult for that to truly happen, as Grand Theft Auto Online survives off of drip feeding items, and in the Wild West of Red Dead there isn't fancy cars or crazy weapons to choose from. Could Rockstar drip feed different mounts? Maybe, but how long could that realistically work? Either way, I think we can all assume in some way Rockstar has a roadmap and plan for Red Dead Online updates that will keep the game thriving for probably years to come. Now, today we're going to go through everything we know so far on Red Dead Online, because while Rockstar Games hasn't specifically talked about this part of Red Dead Redemption 2 yet, there has been a lot of scattered information and news to come over the last few years. Hopefully this video will give you, at the very least, an idea of some of the things we'll be able to play and do in the multiplayer side of Red Dead Redemption 2. So to start, PlayStation and Rockstar Games have always worked together, and that will be no different with Red Dead Redemption 2. When the game was announced all the way back in 2016, it was revealed that select Red Dead Online content would be coming first to the PlayStation 4, probably working very similar to how Call of Duty DLC launches about a month early on PS4 before making its way eventually to the Xbox One. The notable thing is that this is just select content, which for now, we don't really know how big of a deal this may or may not be. A few months before RDR2 was officially revealed, we got our first look at the world map of the game. As of today, it's proven to be the real deal, although it seems there has been some big changes and possibly more areas added, but this map did confirm gang hideouts, which personally was one of my favorite things to take part in, whether that be in single player or multiplayer, and it's great to know that this will again be featured. But also back in 2016, there was rumors that Red Dead Online would not be released the same day as Red Dead Redemption 2's single player mode. This wouldn't be shocking if this does turn out happening, as a similar thing happened back in 2013 with the launch of Grand Theft Auto 5. This rumor originated from a 4chan post which came from an account which had previously leaked word-for-word information on Grand Theft Auto Online updates. For the longest time, many assumed this account to be one of a Rockstar Games employees, although some of their information on RDR2 has proven to be inaccurate, so who really knows? Either way, what they claimed was that the online mode will release later on, just like with GTA 5. If it comes out day one, nobody would play the single player and you blanks would crash the servers. The supposed Rockstar account was very, opinionated, but even without this piece of information, there's been an assumption from many that Rockstar would launch Red Dead Online a few weeks after the single player's release. Continuing on, another leak which actually has much more credibility is the one coming from TrustedReview.com, which came earlier this year. This leak featured never before seen images of Dutch van der Linde and Arthur Morgan, as well as details on the single player that has since been confirmed officially. Also, what was included was our first details on some of the modes and things we'll be able to do in Red Dead Online. The biggest mode and the one that has been heavily discussed is Battle Royale, which supposedly may be coming to the Wild West. There was no details offered on how the Battle Royale mode would work, if it would be like PUBG or Fortnite, but based on some recent comments coming from Rockstar's parent company Take-Two Interactive, it seems if they are featuring the mode, players should expect some sort of spin on it. Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick saying, "We've used Battle Royale mechanics before. I wouldn't rule it out, but any mechanic you use would want to be in service of the core entertainment experience and would be consumer focused. No one is looking for a clone of Fortnite. I wish we had Fortnite. We don't. so wishing we had Fortnite is not going to help me. Besides the mention of Battle Royale in the trusted review leak, what was also mentioned were 2 other game modes, the first being Revive and Survive, which pits 2 teams against each other as they try and stay alive. You'll have a limited amount of time to revive your teammates before they are eliminated. Second is Money Grab, which features 2 teams fighting to procure bags of money in a central location. You're expected to collect and return them to your base as quickly as possible. Other than just these 3 game modes, Trusted Review also outlined other information on the online experience, claiming that players, like in Grand Theft Auto Online, will be able to freely explore the open world, although Red Dead Online will supposedly provide far more depth than Rockstar's previous online efforts, with one example being given, which is that NPCs will decorate storefronts with amenities and pack things away once night comes. Additionally, there will be various tasks that can be completed for rewards, like traveling a certain distance to take out an enemy using a bow and arrow from 100 meters away. Apartments are supposedly back in the form of tents, which come in a variety of different themes and can be upgraded and placed throughout the open world. Also included will be access to a number of shops and NPCs, which can provide players with equipment and missions. Free events can also be organized outside of standard playlists like spontaneous treasure hunts and death matches. But lastly, some of the activities that we'll be able to take part in is gold mining, fishing, which was actually confirmed in our recent gameplay introduction, then we also have herding, and an assortment of weapon challenges. Overall, this leak is so far our best insight into what Rockstar Games has planned for the multiplayer side of Red Dead Redemption 2. In May of 2018, we received our 3rd trailer. Tons of new images and interviews came about, but what was also found was potential online related information. This technically falls under the category of a leak, as the details were found within Rockstar's updated font for this game. GTA forum user Hubfex found some secret symbols, which first was Rockstar created and Rockstar verified, which pretty much confirms that Red Dead Online will feature a creator mode like Grand Theft Auto Online's. So you'll in some way be able to make custom maps. Not exactly anything surprising, but this does confirm that. What was also found was possibly the symbol for Red Dead Online's version of shark cards, which may be coming in the form of a gold or silver bar, or maybe even both. Now, one way Rockstar has somewhat hyped up players for Red Dead Online is Lost Relic missions in GTA Online that, if completed, will reward players with an exclusive variation of the weapon for when or if they choose to play Red Dead Online. It's a smart way to try and incentivize Grand Theft Auto Online players to give the newest Rockstar multiplayer experience a try, and so far we've had 2 missions, one coming in December of 2017, which allowed players to unlock the double action revolver, and the other recently in July of 2018, which allowed players to unlock the stone hatchet. I should also mention that these missions allow players to gain these weapons in GTA Online as well. And overall, this is a smart integration that I think this will continue after release, especially when maybe a new update in Red Dead Online is coming. But our most substantial piece of information on the online mode, coming from Rockstar Games at the very least, is the pre-order bonuses. There are 3 different versions of RDR2 that players can get, with the standard version, which is just the base game, the special edition, which grants some extra single player DLC, and then the ultimate edition, which grants the single player DLC as well as extra online DLC. Thankfully, we have received full descriptions of the online pre-order bonuses on Rockstar's official website for RDR2. It stated that players who purchase the ultimate edition will get 2 exclusive outfits for their online character, which is the Black Rose Bounty Hunter outfit and the Copperhead Enforcer outfit. Players also get a mount, with that being the Black Chestnut Thoroughbred, and a saddle to go with it, which is the High Plains Cutting Saddle. Also, players receive free access to the Volcanic Pistol, Pump Action Shotgun, and Lancaster Varmint Rifle, which can be obtained at gunsmiths for free. Lastly, there's also free access to the Survivor Camp theme, and a rank bonus which helps players rank up faster, up to rank 25. Now, our latest and most recent piece of information, and I'll say speculation, is one scene in the latest gameplay introduction, which many believe may be of a scene in Red Dead Online, which shows what appears to be some people holding up a train, but I will say that this is very difficult to say for certain, but it shouldn't surprise anyone if Rockstar snuck some online gameplay gameplay in there. But the last thing I did want to include was Take-Two's comments on their approach to Red Dead Online's monetization, which has been a fear for many. Back in early July, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick saying, "We have Red Dead Online coming and Rockstar's announced that, so clearly that's intended to be an expression of ongoing engagement after the initial sale. What we have not talked about is any path to monetization because it's just not our primary concern. Our primary concern is keeping consumers engaged." Look, you can choose to believe that or not, but I think the fear of online monetization goes back to Take-Two promising recurrent consumer spending in every game moving forward that comes from them. Now, I will acknowledge the way Take-Two has talked about Red Dead Online is very interesting, because in this specific quote it sounds like acknowledgement that Red Dead Online won't just be like Grand Theft Auto Online, which I think makes perfect sense because it can't be. I'm sure there will be many similarities in terms of game modes offered, but specifically looking to post-release content and updates, I think a single-player DLC like Undead Nightmare 2 is possible, including a supernatural DLC which allows Rockstar more flexibility with whatever items they wish to add is beneficial, and something like Undead Nightmare 2 would be something both single-player and online fans would enjoy. But I think something like this may be needed as a long-term solution. This isn't GTA, and there isn't thousands of cars and crazy things that you can add into the Old West. It's much more limited, so an Undead Nightmare 2 or something in the supernatural spectrum makes a lot of sense. Either way, clearly Red Dead Online will be approached differently as the main audience of this franchise is older and more mature. But this is pretty much everything we know about Red Dead Online thus far, and very soon, probably a month from now, Rockstar will give us our first online gameplay trailer, as well as more details on what to expect from that part of Red Dead Redemption 2. Anyway, as always, I'll be covering that and everything else RDR2, so make sure you are subscribed with notifications on, but let me know down in the comment section below your expectations and hopes of Red Dead Online. But thank you for watching. Make